Everyone, welcome back to my December daily mini series. Today I'm going to be working on day 5 and day 6. So for the most part, I'm going to be using the Simple Stories Mistletoe collection. And if I find that I'm using something else, I'll go ahead and let you know. So I'm matting up the photo, obviously, and this is the day where it is my sister and her fiance's last day. So this was a really hard photo to scrap. But I did know that I wanted to have my journaling in a tag. I wanted to add some ribbon up to the top, and what better way to do that is to add a tag and then have some ribbon on that tag. So I'm just sitting here kind of measuring out everything. And those trees that you see right there, those came from my 4x6 Simple Stories card. They usually have a lot of those, and I don't end up using them for what they have it for. I end up using them for embellishments. So I cut the pink trim around the trees, and then I popped it up with foam dots. And then they had a quote that just says, have yourself a Merry Christmas, and at the bottom of that card. So what I did was I just cut it into a fishtail banner and also included some foam adhesive and then put it on top of the trees for an embellishment. Sorry, my voice is, it's really early in the morning when I do this recording. And then I have a doodlebug. I think that's the cupcake color doily. And I wanted to not have the tag by itself, so I just added another embellishment. And then I'm going to adhere that photo, but I'm going to have to house the tag so that way you can slip the tag in and out. And I'm going to do that by the foam adhesive. Now I'm going to apologize while I'm working on this. When we get to my next layout, it's going to be very choppy. Part of it didn't record, then it got cut off, and I didn't realize it. So I do apologize for that, but you'll get for the most part of what I'm trying to do. Okay, so once I get all this down exactly where I want it, and oh boy did I have to be careful on this one because I was trying so hard not to tear the paper. Unlike my next layout, that layout was a nightmare for me. But anyways, so I'm just checking out, making sure I could move the tag, and then I'm going to add a little bit more embellishments. And then one thing that I do off camera is at one point after I get done inking the edges, I pretty much think I'm done. So I step away from the camera, and all of a sudden I'm like, when I come back in my room, I'm like, oh, I never used any stars. Let me use some stars. So I'm going to add, oh my goodness, I can't even talk this morning. I'm going to add a couple of stars, but you'll see that in the end, and a couple of enamel dots. So here I am inking up all the edges like I've been doing so far throughout my album. And next I'm going through my ribbon stash. And yes, this is my ribbon stash. It is insane. American Craft came out a long time ago with all these different sets of ribbon, and I'm like, oh, I need to have them all. So that way I have all these choices. And where you see some empty ones, those were the sets that I never got. Obviously, I could have lived without them because I did so far, right? There was no reason for me to spend all that money on all those, but I did. So I'm just now trying to use them up, and I'm just trying to figure out which ones I wanted to do. I thought I was going to use the one that was blue that kind of looked like snowflakes, but I decided not to, and I'm so glad I didn't because I love that Argyle plaid one right there. Super cute. I forgot to put the number 5. I don't know why I've been doing that lately, but I went into my stash and found a number 5 that I liked, and then just put it on the tree. And then this is when I think I'm done. But up here I go, and I'm like, no, I'm going to use these stars. So I put some stars here, and then some enamel dots on the banner. And there you go. Okay, so this next photo is, or next layout is where I used My Mind's Eye Sugar Plum washi tape, and I put it on white cardstock, and then I'm going to cut out strips. And for the first part I was out of frame, which is why it's kind of jumping right into it, but there you saw the top one, and all I did was put one on the left bottom and then one at the top, kind of like a ribbon effect. And then I matted my photo using that same paper that I did on the last one. And then I'm going to go through some embellishments, and I'm going to pick out one that I like, and I'm going to end up going with the reindeer one. And it's because I have a reindeer in the background. And I didn't think when I was ever going to use another reindeer again. And I love that little reindeer that's on my mantle. And basically this was just a night where we took the kids to go see How the Grinch Stole Christmas for the first time ever, and that play was amazing. It was awesome. My kids had such a great time. They absolutely loved it. And then when I'm going through a few more bits and pieces of that ephemera, I found this one where it says, "The best gift around the tree is a family wrapped in love." And I thought that was perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and back all that up. And then I'm going to print out my journaling. I'm going to cut those in strips, and that will be on the bottom right. Here I am just wiping off any type of fingerprints. I'm going to ink up all those edges too. And then I'm going to say that I think this is when it's almost done. Yes, it is. I'm just going to add a few more enamel dots, and then I am going to show you the whole layout. Thank you so much for joining me on this mini-series. I hope you are enjoying still the December daily, even though we are in January. I'm going to keep following through with this, posting every day until I have this project complete. Stay tuned for some close-ups.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you, since I didn't do the process of this part, this is just basically where you get 12 squares, and I basically cut down the third row to make a total of 8, and it's part of day 6. So here's day 6, that's about seeing the Grinch, and I have my number right here where I heat embossed on vellum and made like a little shaker pocket. And then I have all the extra pictures of that event. So I just wanted you to see it, so that way, because unfortunately it's nighttime right now and it's a lot of glare going on, but that way you could see, as it's making so much noise, what I did. And I also put savor the moments, and that's, let's see if I can get that a little bit closer. A little bit. Come on camera. Oh, you're going to be a stinker for me right now. Okay, well, it says savor the moments, and that's the Elliott Edwards stamp set that I bought. And then this is just an old Close to My Heart. It comes with the 25 numbers, and they're all different. And I just, like I said, heat embossed it with silver powder on vellum, and that is going to be for day 6. All right, I hope you guys are enjoying this video, or this mini series that I have going on, and that you're still interested in seeing the December daily. I will have hopefully day 7 and day 8 for you tomorrow. But thank you so much for joining me today. You all have a wonderful day. Bye.